About a half hour for her to calm down.
Yeah, I just got electrocuted.
Yes.
Hola, it's Abby. Welcome back to my channel. Today, let's do something a little different and do a Q&A with my mom. So I asked you all a few, did you just?
Yes, I did.
Like they're gonna wave back. So I asked you guys to send a few questions and we'll get into those right away. Let's see. What are some similarities and differences in both of your parenting skills?
I have to think on that.
You don't have much time.
Okay. What are similarities in our parenting skills? I think the one thing I do notice is that
how about you answer that and I'll go pick up the strawberries. Off the floor.
I think the similarities that I notice, and I probably just butchered that word, is that I kept my children close to me. I wasn't very, I didn't like giving my children to someone else, babysitting. So I kept them as close as possible. And because you never know you have to have some kind of structure. So my structure is to make sure that they were close by, that we were their source of education, and that we were their source of comfort.
I think that's a similarity, a difference.
I think that's a similarity.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What's different?
I just want some strawberries.
What's different? I guess one of the biggest differences is Octavia is a stay-home mom. I didn't get to be a stay-home mom. I wanted to be a stay-home mom.
That's true.
But the times did not allow it. We were struggling parents.
Yeah, because I mean,
financially, right?
Dad worked nights and you worked days.
Yeah.
So they just flip-flopped in regards to childcare.
Yeah.
And I guess we're gonna have a third person in our video, and y'all already know.
She wants them strawberries.
I know.
But I think that's probably about it. I would hope that however we raised our girls, and in particularly since we're talking about Octavia, that she would take the good ways that we raised them and use them, and anything that she thought was bad, she toss it out. I think I've told her that over the years.
Yeah. So you went over similarities and differences?
Yeah.
Okay.
The biggest difference is you're a stay-home mom.
Yeah. The next question is growing up, and that first question was from Kamaya876. This next question is from my friend Amanda. Staying Kings-minded.
No, Amanda.
And her question is, growing up, how did you... Okay, I don't press all of the buttons.
She was trying to get the cap, the lens cap.
That's fine. You can take the cap. Growing up, how did you instill godly values and how to be a godly woman into Avi's life? And for Avi, how do you plan on teaching your daughters to live a godly life in the day and age we live in?
For me, my first experience with God was... I think I might have been 8, and my parents were a bit of partiers, so they sent us to church. I'll never forget that church. It's called Apostolic Faithway Church, and that's when I met God, and it was an experience that formed me who I am right now. And I love that feeling when I was learning about God, when I talked to Him, and during my teenage years, I needed Him the most, and He was always watching over me. And I wanted my girls to know that even though you can't see something, doesn't mean it's not real. I've been going to church pretty much ever since then, off and on. In my adult years, we took them to church every week. Going to a Baptist church later on in life, I found that a little different. I enjoyed the Apostolic Faith Church better than I did Baptist, but we took our children to church every Sunday. And it was my hope that they would get something out of it like I did. I wasn't one of those mothers, or we weren't one of those parents who forced our children to go up so they could get baptized. I believe that that's something that is God's job. God will lead you to that moment. Because when you force a child to go up, they might not know what it's all about. So I guess because he's been a part of my life, I wanted him to be a part of their life. Here she's left herself.
And for me, instilling it into my baby's life, I mean, it's just a daily walk. You know, being an example. You know, they see me pray. They see me, you know, they hear me pray. You know, I pray with them. You know, we do prayers in the morning, prayers in the evening when they're going to bed. It's not necessarily like how I'm going to instill God into their lives, but more so of when and where.
Right.
In regards to, you know, always making sure that I'm showing up for my faith walk, and in that they will see and know that they can do the same thing. Because I mean, children learn by watching. Like Ava, when I do my workouts in the morning, she is right there next to me. She grabs a 3-pound dumbbell and she's doing tricep dips with me. So, and so yeah.
Yeah, children learn by example.
Yeah.
I mean, what you do is what they're going to repeat. And
It's true.
I said, we prayed, but I don't know if we were as diligent as Octavia and CJ when it comes to God. Because, of course, we both were working parents and we were always moving. But I believe that you have to have something to believe in. As a teenager, I had a trying teenage years. And if it wasn't for my belief in God, I don't think I would have made it through it. So I'm a firm believer that God is real and you have to acknowledge it.
Yeah.
And have faith that whatever walk you're going through, that it's his plan. Everything that happens to you happens because it's part of his plan, and he will take you where he needs you to go if you're paying attention.
So true. All right, so the next question is from Siobhan. Hey, Siobhan. Wow, it's a beautiful picture. Anything you two are comfortable with discussing is fine. Funny baby and childhood memories sounds fun. And I already know what she's about to say. So
Actually, I have two.
I'll just brace myself.
Yes. So the first one, when she was a toddler, she loved to play with outlets. So we had to cover them. Of course, you know, those little plastic covers you put over. She would take her nails and she would pull it off and try to stick something in the outlet. And it just terrified me. So I'm always making sure the covers are on every morning, and she'd sneak away. And one day I was in the kitchen cooking. I heard my keys rattle, and that mother instinct went up, and I flew to her room, but I was too late. She had stuck my keys into the light socket and burnt the tip of her finger. Talk about,
Poor baby.
she screamed bloody murder.
Did you have a lot of mom
cried.
guilt?
Oh, no, I didn't have any mother guilt. And you know why I didn't have any guilt? I did everything that I thought I should have done to prevent it. How you got my keys, I have no clue. Because usually we set our keys on top of the counter or on the table. But at that age, she was climbing, so she might have just grabbed them. So no, I didn't have any guilt. You learned a lesson. She literally never stuck anything in. It was years before she would even plug in a blow dryer. She saw me plug up in something and she would run. So I took all the outlet covers off the outlet because I didn't have to worry about it anymore. Of course, I kissed her finger and I held her. It took about a half hour for her to calm down.
Yeah, I just got electrocuted.
Yes. It's not funny, but I was like, oh, you're never going to touch that again. But I do have a story that was I was
She
pregnant
tells the
with,
story to everybody.
because it was hilarious. I was
Get
pregnant.
to the point quick.
Okay, I was pregnant with my second child, and I was probably about 8 months. And I was calling Octavia in the house to eat, and she was on the porch with her friends, and they were gabbing. And then all of a sudden, as I walk up, I hear them says, "Ooh, Tavy, we're gonna tell your mommy." And I said, "Tell me what?" And Tavy immediately started crying, right? So I was like, "It's okay, it's okay." I mean, I'm trying to figure out what she said. So I brung her in the house because it was time for dinner. So I asked her what she said, and she refused to say it. So I told her that she couldn't go back outside until she told me. 3 days later, she still hadn't told me. At this point, as a mom, you want to know that your child should be able to talk to you, because you never know what could happen. And I felt like, she didn't want to, I didn't know if she didn't want to hurt my feelings.
How old was I?
You were 4. 5.
5.
Yeah, no,
5.
You were 4, headed to 5.
Yeah, so we were in the prime of the summer, y'all.
Yes, in
3
the prime of
days
the
without
summer.
going outside in the summer?
Yes. So finally, day 3, she comes in the basement, and I was doing my sister's hair, and she says, "Mommy, can I go outside?" I said, "No, are you ready to tell me what you said?" I said, "You're not going to get a spanking. I just want to make sure that you understand that you can always tell Mommy anything." So finally, she was like, I said, "What?" She mouthed it, and she wouldn't say it out loud. And finally, through goo gobs of tears, "I call you a boo-boo head." I peed on myself. Me and my sister laughed so hard. I didn't know what to respond. I said, "It's okay if Mama's a boo-boo head." My sister said, "Only your child would do this, because my child would have called you whatever and walked out the door." So it just reminded me of the innocence of a child. Mm-hmm. She didn't want to hurt my feelings, and I had to explain to her that there's never anything in this world that you can't tell me and you would not get in trouble, because it's my job as a mom to teach you what to say and what not to say. But that was funny. My sister still laughs about that. I'm a boo-boo head.
A boo-boo head.
A boo-boo head.
And that's a word right there. You said that there's nothing, that I can't, share with you, and I won't get in trouble. And that's how, God is with us. Like,
oh, absolutely.
In regards to, we can come to Him, we come to Him with our prayers. There's no sin that we can come to Him and repent of that He won't still, have grace and mercy and love for us, right?
Absolutely.
So I had to throw that in, little 2 cents.
And look at David, right? King David.
Yeah.
And if you read your Bible, there's a lot of people in the Bible
people who need a lot of grace.
Exactly.
And a lot of mercy, including myself.
Including me.
So, all right, let's see. Next question. How did you get through postpartum?
You know what, Octavia, I don't remember having postpartum with Octavia. My mom insisted that I stay in the house and not go out. So, old black people, I don't know if you'll call it old black people, but old wives' tales is you couldn't, as a pregnant woman, go outside or be exposed to the elements. So I didn't go out immediately after birth. And it makes sense, because I think with Cassandra I took Tavy to ballet and I got rained on, and it was horrible. The pain I felt, and then the nursing and all that. I did feel postpartum with Cassandra, and it felt like depression. Mm-hmm. I mean, because I've lived with depression most of my life. Mm-hmm. But God has got me, He gets me out of it. But the point is, it feels like his lowest point in your life, because you're trying to figure out how to be that mom. Even though with Cassandra I was being a mom for the second time, it had been 5 years. and you feel like a fish out of water. You feel like you're suffocating because you have a 5-year-old to take care of, you got a 1-year-old to take care of, and then you have a husband to take care of, and you get lost.
You gotta take care of all these human beings, including yourself.
So, yeah. No, myself seems to be last.
Right. Okay. Yeah,
I think I didn't learn until after you guys got out of high school to find myself, because I was so busy taking care of you guys, trying to keep you, raise you to the point where when you get out in the world that the world won't swallow you up. You'd be surprised at how many people can't deal with being an adult. Now I understand, and if I could go back and be taken care of again, maybe in a different household, but
grandma watches this, right?
So life is real. I mean, it is
Hi,
what
Grandma.
it is. Grandma did the best she could do, but no, parents don't come with books telling you how to raise children.
Now they do.
But the Bible gives you a foundation.
I was about to say.
Don't come at me. But you got
the Bible.
Yep, but you got to pick it up.
Yeah, that's true.
And my parents were partiers. They like to have them a good time. But you got to read the book and understand the book. My parents was my book. That's why I realized that there are certain things that I wasn't going to incorporate in how they raised us to raise you. Now there were moments that they did a great job, and there's moments where they did not do a good job at all. And I'm pretty sure there's moments where you think that we didn't do a great job. But we gave you a foundation, and I hope that foundation will carry you to being a grandma yourself. I'm so excited I'm a grandma.
No, I mean, we got 18 plus years for that.
Oh yeah, but it'll fly by. You'd be surprised. I still look at you and think, oh my goodness. I remember when I brought you home. So to get back to postpartum, I didn't have it with her. The other one I did, but I got over it. With the help of God, you can get past anything. Besides, I was too busy to have to worry about it. Postpartum is something that you have to pray about and keep it moving.
The last question is, did your mom experience fertility obstacles?
Absolutely not.
I was a pill baby.
Yeah. October 31st, 1988, I dressed up as a pregnant woman at work for Halloween. November 1st, I found out I was pregnant with Octavia. I was taking the pill faithfully. So I told the doctor he was a quack and couldn't possibly be pregnant. And I never went back to him.
Until you started to blow up.
Oh, no, I never did go back. I told him it was crazy that I wasn't pregnant.
But I'm sure you didn't go to the doctor while you were pregnant?
Yes, I did. But my period was due November 1st. And the only reason I know this is, and I think I instilled that on you guys, to write your period down. I wrote it down in the calendar. My period was due that day. So when I was cramping, it was unusual, and I was like in so much pain, I decided to go see the doctor. And the pain was her.
I was the pain.
The doctor said the only thing that he could explain was I ovulated. And that was, the egg was dissolving and causing the pain. That was the gynecologist I went to see because I needed a second opinion. Yeah, because that first opinion sucked.
Well, the pain, you wouldn't have been ovulating on November 1st.
No.
Here comes my fertility doula.
Yeah, but I'm only telling you what the doctor told me. It was a gynecologist. I was young.
Yeah.
I had to.
He was just telling you something just to ease your mind.
But the pain was excruciating. They had to send
it was implantation. Yeah.
They literally had to send me to. I was at Dorsey Business School. And they had to send me home, and it was testing day. I was just outdone.
It was implantation.
But I don't remember that with Sandra.
But did you try for Sandra?
Oh yeah, we were like rabbits.
But tell them about trying for Sandra. I've never heard
Well,
the TTC journey with Sandra.
With Sandra, so yeah, it was a little.
Talk to them.
I say it was a little struggle because I went to the doctor and they were finding fibroids, and she suggested if I wanted to have any more children. Well, he actually suggested if I wanted to have any more children, that I should consider doing it now because my fibroids were kind of growing, and I think he did a scrape so that he could clear a path. So I went home and talked to the hubby, and I wasn't sure about it, but we decided we would, and I got off the pill, and it took us, it took a minute. We were doing it every day. It got to the point where it felt mechanical.
We don't need to hear that.
Oh, okay. So it was still fun. But at first I thought, because I was on a pill for so long, 5 years, then the years before, like I said, you were a pill baby. The only time I was off the pill was for those 9 months and back on it. We struggled for maybe, let me see, when did we decide to? The summer of 93, we decided, and I didn't get pregnant until Christmas Day. And come to think about it, I think I did have implantation pain because my period started on the 24th and it went away on Christmas. Literally.
You mean you have
bleeding?
So implantation bleeding on the 24th.
Okay. See, she's teaching me.
It wouldn't have been a period if you were pregnant.
My young mind thought it was a period. And I started crying because I was like, we've been doing this every day. Even the people at work were like, are you pregnant yet? Are you pregnant yet? And I was like, no.
People asking.
Yeah. And it was frustrating. But I think I felt like it was just because I was on the pill. But
sometimes it takes a minute to regulate, especially, putting hormones into your body. Your body just doesn't know what to do when it comes off of it. Just like any medicine, like when you're taking blood pressure medicine, your blood volume has to regulate in order for your body to figure out what to do next.
Right.
So.
See, I originally went on the pill because I had very bad cramps. I had cramps worse than labor. And
I didn't have any cramps until labor.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah,
but it wasn't it wasn't painful though.
Oh no, mine's are very painful. I had cramps that would just send me into. If you ever had a migraine in your life, it's pain you don't ever want to experience. Like I said, my cramps were worse than either one of my labors. Yours was like a bad day of cramps. Sandra's was the worst day of cramps. And I mean, but it only had 2 hours of labor with Sandra. According to the doctor, I'd been in labor all day and I never felt it until midnight. And then I had 2 hours of the worst cramps ever. And then it's over. So
mine's is, not opposite, but still quick, but I didn't have any pain.
Oh, okay.
Until 14 minutes, like with her.
Right.
It was only 14 minutes worth of bad cramps.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. People, when I was growing up, they didn't believe that women were having menstrual cramps. Even my mom, she would always say, girl, you're just being dramatic. Go lay down or go put a hot towel on it. But it was real and no one would acknowledge it. I'm so glad that the medicine is more advanced now when it comes to women, what goes on with women. And you beware, menopause is horrible.
No thanks.
Oh, they say you inherit your moms, so hopefully you don't. Maybe it'll skip over you.
I didn't inherit your cramps, so hopefully it'll skip.
True. Hopefully it will skip.
Doing all of the things naturally in regards to my food that I can.
Yeah, and that might help. I mean, we had to eat whatever was on our plates. My parents were like, if I put it in front of you, that's what you better eat. And I used to hate meat. My mom would like, I'm not eating meat. Meat make you fat. I was right. I was absolutely right. But now I can't go back. I guess I could if I wanted to.
If you wanted to.
But I eat my veggies first. And all my friends, they say like, you are the healthiest eating person I know. I said, because I eat vegetables. They're good food. They're good. Y'all ought to try them. You know, it all depends on how you fix them, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that was all of the questions you guys sent. This was nice.
Mm-hmm.
You want to say bye-bye, Nanai?
You say bye-bye? You say bye-bye? You say bye-bye? Yeah. You so cute.
And I'll see you in the next video.
Bye.
Do you want to...
Ouch.
You look here.
Okay.
Not here. Is there a window open? I feel a breeze. Where'd Ava go?
You might feel the air conditioning.
Oh.
Okay, now you gotta shut it off.
No, you can. I can edit.
Oh.